It was a calm morning on the college campus when Ayan sat under a tree writing in his diary, lost in thoughts that felt more like confessions than poetry. I never thought one smile could change my whole life, he wrote softly as a gentle breeze turned the pages, and just then Samara appeared holding the diary he had dropped, smiling as she said, "Maybe this is your heart's secret." Ayan smiled shyly and replied, "Maybe, but now that you've seen it, it's not a secret anymore." And from that moment, something invisible began between them, something pure and unspoken that turned ordinary days into chapters of an unexpected love story. Days passed and they met often, in the library where they reached for the same book. Their hands touched and for a moment, time stood still. Their eyes met and silence became their language. And in that silence, Ayan's heart whispered, "I had no words," but her eyes said everything. Slowly friendship turned into something deeper. They shared coffee, laughter, and moments that felt endless. One evening rain began to fall. Samara ran under a shade laughing, and Ayan came closer, placing his jacket gently on her shoulders. She looked into his eyes and asked, "You always care this much, why?" He smiled and said, "Because you're the most beautiful word I've ever written in my story." And in that rain, the world blurred, but their hearts stayed still, connected forever by something neither could define. Time moved on and graduation day arrived. Everyone was happy throwing caps in the air, but Samara stood quietly holding a letter titled "Love Written in Your Name," a letter from Ayan who had left for another country to continue his studies. Inside were words that touched her soul. "I'll come back when the last page of my story is written. Until then your name will stay written on my heart." Tears fell, but her hope stayed alive. A year later at the airport she stood waiting, holding the same diary close to her chest, and through the crowd she saw him walking toward her. The same smile, the same diary, and the same love in his eyes. He stopped in front of her and said softly, "My story is complete, and its ending was always you." Samara's eyes filled with tears as she whispered, "This story hasn't ended, it's just begun." They hugged as the sun set behind them, painting the sky with the colors of love while a soft melody played in the air whispering the words "Love Written in Your Name."